guys, it's like fireworks. Oh, it's the 4th of July. Oh, it's beautiful.
What was the question, fucker?
Going back in time, some shit. I don't remember.
Okay, if we went back in time to a different era that wasn't our own, are we, I just have to know, are we still ourselves? Like, we just get transplanted there? Or is it like we would have grown up?
Right now, you go back.
And then forever?
Let's start with Agent D. He's the closest.
That's a good question. Can you go back or not? I
I
think yes, you can. You have a two-way trip. There and back again by Bilbo Baggins.
Is it you and everything you're carrying? Like,
Yep, you get to like go with whatever you're wearing.
Okay.
Um.
And when the question was when?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh. I would pick like 200 or 300 BC Mediterranean.
Damn.
Early civilization.
Early Western Civ.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I was sort of thinking the same lines. You can see, were you thinking like the Library of Alexandria?
No. I was thinking like one of the first cities that they had, where they had like huts that were like built like adjacent to each other. Had the start of like a sewer system. Like very early civilization.
That's not like 200 BC though. Because like Babylon had hanging gardens before that, and they used irrigation.
Okay, well maybe one of those too. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Just like early civilized society, like the start of like coexisting with infrastructures. Yeah.
Like ancient Rome and whatnot.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Oof. 2 years ago.
With a 38, take out a guy. No, a certain blonde dude.
No. Nah, man, you gotta let that happen.
Yeah, otherwise people wouldn't be able to recognize their mistakes.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think, do you guys believe in destiny, or do you believe in, not destiny?
Circumstance?
Like, it's a short story where some guy went back in time to try and prevent Abraham Lincoln from being assassinated, and he ended up sort of like causing Abraham Lincoln to be assassinated. Because Abraham Lincoln is going to be assassinated.
I don't know.
I mean, that is how time travel would work. So,
Like if you went back in the past, it already happened.
Yeah. I guess. Oh yeah. It depends on what sort of theory you're operating under.
Yeah, I kind of think you create a different, like a separate timeline, like the multiverse.
Yeah.
Essentially is what takes place when you time travel, but yeah, because if you actually change time.
Yeah, if it's all contained, it's already happened.
Yeah, exactly. If it's all yeah. If you actually change time, it would change who you are, and if it changed who you are, then it would change your actions, and you wouldn't change time, and then it would go back to not happening, and then it would create you again. Every situation of time travel is a paradox, unless you allow for the multiverse theory.
Or destiny.
Or, yeah, destiny, I guess.
Shit.
But I don't really think of destiny.
Density.
Density. I believe in density.
Believe in it.
With destiny, okay, destiny, that implies that something planned it, right? Or destiny, like what?
It was meant to be.
Right?
Yeah, it
was meant to be. There's gotta be something that has planned it, right?
I think so.
I believe in more chaos than that. I think everything is just fucking chemicals bouncing off each other.
that's hot.
Yeah.
Right now we're all just chemicals bouncing off each other.
Yeah. Literally, the edge where you think your hand is touching the table is just a figment of your imagination. Your hand is actually like
Yeah, you know what?
slightly
I
touching and going into the table. Right?
I almost, in a way, sympathize with like creationists because it is almost more absurd, the explanation for like Big Bang Theory and all that shit. But that's what all the evidence points to. Like it is simpler. Being like, oh, there's a god and someone planned all this shit, and so the universe is only 6,000 years old. And look at the intricacies of life. Look how rare life is. Like in our observable known universe, we're the only instance of it. But so it's like, oh, this has to be planned. But well, the evidence shows. Sorry, brah. This is crazy. It's crazy that this is all just random.
Time and chemicals. Yeah. And Z hates it when I say it, but lowering the energy of the system.
What?
So,
Entropy.
yeah.
Exactly.
The whole thing about the universe in general is everything is trying to lower the energy of the system. And so, it's like the fundamental reason for anything. But I hate that simplistic.
Why?
Life's more complicated than that.
From our perspective. But from like a universal perspective, if you look at what we are, we're such a small little blip on what the Earth is, let alone what the universe is. It doesn't give a fuck about us. What it's actually doing is lowering the energy of the system consistently. That's all the universe has ever been doing.
And that's why climate change is a hoax.
Okay.
Sorry, that's what my dad says.
Cool. So you're becoming a dad when you do
Nah,
that.
I'm just practicing. Now, what the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but then I made that stupid joke. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I can't remember where I read it or whatever, but someone made the point like if you look at life as like almost not quite sentient, but like life generally speaking as trying to get off the planet, like as or like life as its own sort of force, if you will, then it becomes more interesting. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm tired.
Well, I mean, it makes more sense when you say sentience, as in it understands that it is a thing, and it doesn't just react.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not like sentient like the way we think of it, but like life's goal is just to reproduce, and it'll use whatever means it can to reproduce and to spread. And I guess the ultimate goal of it is to get off the planet. So right now we're sort of the best one capable of doing that, but we're not. Like, yeah, if we fuck everything up and another species comes along in a million years or a billion years, then great.
So my point in that, when I say that energy and life and everything is lower than the energy of the system, is if you look at it chemically, if you watch a chemical reaction, it's the same exact way. It's going to use the resources abundant until they're no longer abundant to create whatever it's doing, to create a byproduct. So we're doing the same thing, it's just more complex chemistry.
I like the whole, oh fuck, what was his name? The universe is apple pie. Carl Sagan's, we are a way for the universe to know itself. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
That's sexy
I like
as fuck.
We're like the brains of the universe.
My back pussy just got really moist. Yeah, think
Why
about
do
that.
you sweat down your crack when you get excited?
Yep, that's exactly what happens.
I also like Sagan stuff, it's good. We are star stuff is what it, like, I...
Yo,
base
all
my
of this
stuff
is.
off.
It's ridiculous. We're a bunch of stardust playing with stardust, looking at projections from other stardust.
And we're not even we're from various different stars, from various different times. So the stars weren't even around at the same time as each other.
If you don't hear from me,
Like,
then assume the worst.
it's crazy.
And that's why it was God.
Come find me anyway. I'd do it for you. Quietfoot's a crazy bastard.
No, we didn't like that. Okay.
That would be why I'm agnostic. I believe if there is a thing, because this is pretty cool, right? This is pretty cool. There might be a thing, but I don't know what that is.
You can say atheist. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm agnostic.
Atheists fundamentally like say there is no God.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well,
agnostics are like, yeah, well,
no. Okay, hang on. The atheists reject supernatural.
Right.
That's the way I put it. So I consider myself an atheist. But yeah, could there be like beings in the universe that are like functionally godlike compared to us? Absolutely. But,
Well,
like,
and
is
what
it
is the definition
supernatural?
of supernatural?
But what do you define? Okay, what do we define the universe as? Is the universe what we
Yeah.
think of
Yeah.
is this little orb of matter that in time and space erupted out of the Big Bang.
Let me
Universe is.
answer Zaya's question first. So supernatural to me is magic. It is something that exists because like it doesn't follow rules. It is what it is. And I don't think there is anything like that. Even if it seems like magic to us, I think it is grounded in some sort of science. Even if we don't understand it, even if we'll never understand it. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
There's like busy killing shit.
No, I don't know. I come back to the like any sufficiently advanced technologies that distinguishable from magic. It's
true.
Exactly. I agree 100%. So my thing is, yeah, I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in something that's supernatural. I don't believe in something that can break the laws of physics, even if we don't understand them. Even if they adhere to other laws that we don't understand, it is grounded in science somewhere. Like, magic to me is something that's not, like, I guess it's not fair to, like, be super critical of, like, fantasy, because a lot of fantasy actually tries to do a really good job of grounding their magic. So I guess I'm trying to find, like, I don't know, does Harry Potter, like, explain how magic, like, the source of magic in their world?
God,
I mean, I want to say yes.
no. She doesn't have that shit down.
So yeah, it's kind of like, you know, even in like there we go. There's Warcraft. We're all Warcraft babies. Like Warcraft explains like what the light's from, what the void's from, what demonic energy's from, what arcane energy's from. Like it's all in a way scientific. And let's just say for the sake of this argument that Harry Potter doesn't. That's what I don't believe in. Like I don't believe magic for magic's sake.
Yeah, I don't think that even if there is a scientific explanation for the being that created us, I don't think it makes it that much, any like less special, or not special, but like supernatural, quote unquote, to us from our perspective.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like if it's somebody that is capable of creating a universe by dropping a little piece of matter into a petri dish, for instance, that person is a god to us, and essentially supernatural. And like we don't know if that is necessarily what happened or not. It could have been.
Okay, if there is such thing as a soul, every time that a woman incubates a baby, she's making a soul. So is that like there's a bit of supernatural going on there?
Well, I don't know though, because I don't know. You're starting with the premise of if there is such a thing as a soul. Like, is there? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know either.
Taco Man. Because yeah, I mean that sort of examples would just show. I would argue just that soul, if you will, just comes from people.
But when you start defining it, it's like, okay, what creates a soul? Does a brain create a soul? Is it a nervous system? Because we can start looking through the evolutionary record of things that have had brains and other things, and did all those things have soul? Okay, is it a nervous system? Because we start thinking that plants have a nervous system of some sort happening. Like, they're able to communicate, at least.
Uh-oh, vegans. Those plants have been screaming the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just different chemicals that we don't know how to read, necessarily, with our senses.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. These are questions that have plagued humanity since civilization. They're probably before, so I don't know if we're going to figure it out.
But I think that's where it's important to be like what Z was saying with Brooke. She's agnostic. It's not necessarily atheist, though. It's somebody that's still willing to question, like, is there a possibility of something being supernatural? Because it could be possible. It's something that is supernatural from our perspective. And we should at least look at it and try to understand it.
Well,
Since a lot of atheists use the guidance of atheism as out, that stuff doesn't exist, period. And
sure, I will
100%.
100% agree. Like, I know people who call themselves atheists, and they're like the opposite side of the coin of like super preachy religious people, and they're just like, no, there's nothing. Like, there is no God. It's all just black. We get one life, and that's it. It's like, well, you don't fucking know that either, man.
Yeah, like, you don't know shit.
So, when I say atheist, I just mean rejecting the supernatural and magical elements, particularly of organized religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you can also define yourself as agnostic.
Sure. I think there is, I will say though, I think, not even saying that this is you, Zaya, but I think there are some people who call themselves agnostic, and to me it just looks like someone who's not really willing to think very critically about it, and they're just like, oh, I don't know, they just would rather be wishy-washy so they don't upset someone.
But at the same time...
That's a narrow way of thinking of people who identify.
That's why I didn't say it was you, but that's some people. I mean, I know a few people like that. Anecdotal, sure, but...
They might not want to discuss it in polite conversation.
Sure.
Might be their way of getting out of the conversation. So...
Pussies, that's all I'm saying. Don't be scared, homie.
Also, part of being agnostic too is I also think that we are not meant to find out. That our little brains cannot handle it.
Well, and we shouldn't necessarily disrespect other people's beliefs or anything too. It's part of the agnostic thing, so they don't necessarily... I think to some degree, like if other people want to talk about it, I try to be a little bit more respectful, because I don't necessarily know. They could be right.
I don't think that's an agnostic thing.
Okay.
I think that's a you thing.
Maybe. But it's easier for me to respect people if I just don't fucking hear their crazy shit that comes out of their mouth. So I just try to stay out of the conversation. So I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Pussy.
I don't believe that shit. You know, fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean, what's the saying? Don't talk about... Whoa, Mac. That's Zaya. Damn, girl. I catch up to you. You're
Don't
way
talk
out
about
there. Yeah, sex, politics, and all those in there.
Yeah, sex, politics, religion.
I mean, yeah, I get it. You can start getting upset with people and blah, blah, blah. I mean, part of it is all those things, like, people's views on all those things sort of reveal certain parts of their character, so...
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know, some people don't want to... I get it, but... I feel like it's possible to do it in good company.
It's true.
Oh, in good company, yeah.
And it's, in some cases, like, it reveals pieces of your character, and I know that it reveals pieces of your character, so I don't necessarily want to reveal my character to those people either. Nor do I want to know about their character. In some cases, I already know enough about them.
Well, right now.
There's a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's also not relevant in a lot of cases.
Sure.
Like, you know, walk into anywhere and ask someone for a service. It doesn't matter if they're Jewish, atheist, or whatever.
Yeah.
so never ever.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you should like have that conversation with the rep at Verizon Wireless store. Or
Yeah, but there's like Christians that do that though.
sure. Well, yeah, they're doing it. He did it, so I can. Not a good reason.
Certain to crash, but like
No.
from like a critical perspective though, like you don't see Christians running around trying to talk to their Jewish friends and get them to switch to Christianity, right?
Yeah.
What?
Do you?
It depends on
Yeah,
who,
sure.
but sometimes. I mean, honestly, certainly not this.
wait.
I'm crashing. Please don't
Tiki, wait.
go further.
Max, no.
Yeah, I have to control delete this bridge.
Yeah, no, right. It depends. It depends which ones. Some
mean,
faiths are super proselytizing, others aren't.
Yeah, I think for the most part, most people nowadays are kind of like, well, I'm here on my side. You can stay on your side. If you want to venture over here, I can tell you why it's better over here and why we're right. But whatever. Most people are just kind of chilling, relaxed.
And then there's other people tell you they pray for you to come to their
Yeah,
side.
my grandma says
yeah.
she prays for me. She blesses me all the time. I'm not gonna get mad about that.
No. My mom prays for me to come to the light.
Oh, I see. Oh man, that's so sad. Jay, you about to get fucked up. Oh, okay.
I know. I needed to run around though. I got stuck down there.
So wait, Zay, yeah, tell me about your mom. What did she say?
Oh, she just, very upset that I'm agnostic. She is Christian Catholic. We're raised Catholic, and so if I don't believe, it means that I will go to hell. That's one of the reasons why I rejected that way of thinking in the first place. I was like, God is a God or a Christian God. But if that is in fact what there is, he's not going to send me to hell for being a human.
He loves us. Why the fuck is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Or, I mean, not that, but
if he wanted obedient, dogmatic slaves, then why did he give us critical thinking?
and free will.
Yeah. So
That's what the
I
angels
believe
were
that
for.
is explained in the Bible by saying that Adam and Eve weren't supposed to eat from that tree, but they did, and then now everybody sucks. Like
yeah.
everybody kind of bears that now, right? That's the original sin, right?
Well,
It's supposed to be, but
that's because the devil,
Allegedly.
Purged that.
the devil is tempting you.
yeah,
blah,
Z.
blah,
I
blah.
think Z's the only one that took fucking Bible school, right? You took Bible
I
school?
mean, yes, but was I paying attention,
Probably not.
or was
But,
I
I mean,
looking at all
they-
of
they
the
do-
attractive?
They do explain that, right? Like why we have free will, why
It's
we have
loosely.
the ability to do. Yeah, but I mean, it is explained.
But I mean, we had the ability. It's not why we have free will. That is why
The knowledge of truth and
why we have to prove ourselves to get into heaven is because Eve sinned,
Say
quote
it, stop.
unquote.
Say it, stop.
I came here to research the
Sorry.
Jabber populations of
Okay.
Eden 6.
Yeah, we have to like
Very
choose
much
God on our
so
own
different.
terms, right?
But what began
Yeah.
as a simple research expedition has
But-
quickly become
I know that
We had the free will to eat the apple. You know what I mean? Like that was wrapped up in us being the beings we are.
Also, though, isn't it so interesting that the apple is knowledge? Like, why?
And the female took it.
Yeah. Well, like,
And
yeah.
it's her fault.
Why? Yeah, and why is knowledge forbidden?
Yeah.
I'm here, friends. Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry my game crashed.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
The whole thing is a bunch of sexist undertones. I mean, Lilith, the first woman that was actually made from her own clay, right? Instead of the clay of the rib of man. she turned into some demonic like sex succubus or something like that. Like, could be wrong.
Yeah.
Am I
Something
wrong?
like that.
I think Max is right.
She had free will, and then, you know, Eve comes along and she also wants free will.
Well, no, it was before Eve. Eve.
I know.
It's yeah.
Zaya was definitely not listening in those classes.
Yeah. Well, see, okay, there's like Bible classes, and then there are all of these like fantasy sci-fi characters that come out of like different stories that have a twist on the narrative.
That's true, and they will like hijack your memories and shit. That's true.
I'm pretty sure there's a
Do not want this.
oh, it's
Dropship.
Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch or something on Netflix has a Lilith
Who's seen it?
character.
Heads up, mad bombers. I'll try to pick a few of them off.
Yeah, wifey watches it.
Yeah. There's a Lilith character in that.
I'm up.
See that?
Alright, there's a crew challenge right here, but I can't figure out how they use. Oh, wait, no.
Ships come in day in and day out.
Never mind.
You got it.
Those
Yeah.
cultists are running an organ
I didn't realize you could
Hey,
jump
Dad.
into this oil.
Up poor SOBs
Not
and selling
dead.
their parts all across the galaxy.
You're
So,
dead.
I
Maybe
set
I'm.
up
Wait,
ship
I guess I am
scanners
cosmically
tracking
dead.
shipments.
I'm both dead and haven't been born yet.
You know it? That ship scanner's broken. You're gonna have to climb that crane to
One of my favorite. Oh, go ahead, Tiki. Sorry.
Then I can track the ship.
How are you both dead and have not been born yet?
Cosmically speaking, what's the difference?
I'll get to that scanner.
Yeah, I
It's a
guess.
bundle. Don't look down. It'll only make you crap yourself.
That's why global warming is a hoax.
So since we're talking about all this, one of my favorite theories is it was actually shown in Futurama. It's called the Big Bounce. So we start with the Big Bang, right? And all the matter gets shot out into the universe, and then it's either going to end with a big freeze or a big bounce,
I hate
where
these sickos and you're
everything.
a hell.
Yeah, big crunch, big crunch. Thank you.
Another ship. Fend them off while the scanner
And
warms up.
so the big freeze, it's the heat death of the universe. Basically, entropy is gone to its highest extent. Big crunch, where gravity takes over from the momentum of the explosion from the big, pulls everything back in the center. It makes the Big Bang again. Anyway, so Futurama explores it, and it's pretty good because it basically assumes that all matter keeps aligning in the same ways over and over again. So it basically is destiny in some way.
Damn.
It's pretty good.
I should watch this show now.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's why they traveled forward in time or backward in time to get Bender, and then they couldn't, like, right? Because Bender's head was separated from his body.
No. So they went back to Roswell accidentally through like some weird stuff with a solar flare, if I remember correctly.
Thank you.
And then Bender gets left behind. They just pick him up out in the desert because he's immortal.
Right.
After they go back in time, back forward in time. But with the one where they go back for the big crunch, the professor builds a time machine to go forward in time, and then they can't figure out a way to go back in time. So they end
Yeah,
up.
they just go forward enough
Yeah.
till they get back to their own time.
Yeah, well, unsuspectingly, because they just wanted to go see the end of the universe. They're like, well, we fucked up, so let's go see the end of the universe and drink beer, I guess. And then
Whoopsies.
they see, like, yeah, then they see the universe restart.
It's a
which is-
good one. It's a
So,
good
so it's
episode.
like an accordion.
Yeah, basically, it's like a heart. It's beating.
I honestly hope
Is the
it's like
idea.
that because the big freeze is way more terrifying.
Oh my god,
It
yeah.
is.
It's like, yeah, this
Oh,
will eventually
fuck.
just expand until everything is too far apart and everything will freeze and that'll be it.
Yeah, there will literally be nothingness in the end. That's
Right. It'll be so far away that even the strong nuclear force holding atoms together would not be enough to have anything happen.
Yeah.
To the fragment.
It's crazy.
That's although I don't know if you guys played The Witcher. Anyways, there's a prophecy in the Witcher games. It's called the White Frost, and it's basically the big freeze.
Oh.
It's that all worlds will be eventually consumed by frost and blackness. And it's like, oh, I know what that is. That's the big freeze.
Yeah, that's legit. You should go back through all your videos and guess us if we've played Witcher.
What? And count how many times I've said it?
Yeah, how many times you've played? Have you guys played Witcher?
Wait,
Whatever. It's
speaking of Witcher, are you guys excited?
about the show? Fuck yeah! Yeah, the show looks
And look,
really good.
the latest trailer actually looks really good.
It does.
It doesn't show any of the acting. If it's cheesy, it's gonna be hard to get into it. But the effects and everything look good. There's a ghost. Tiki, run away. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt in a show, if the acting's bad, it won't be good. Max described all shows.
I'm just saying, the effects look good, but they didn't show enough of the acting to tell if it's gonna be cheesy or not. Fuck you, asshole.
You can almost guarantee it will be time cheesy.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, is Game of
It's
Thrones
sort of all
cheesy?
Netflix shows, right?
What?
Is
Well,
Game of
it's not
Thrones cheesy?
Yeah, I would say that it's a little cheesy.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, you guys got
Well,
some high
in the
standards.
end.
In the end, it was cheesy. The beginning wasn't cheesy. It
The
was
end?
pretty, like, timepiece.
You'd say the end was cheesy?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
totally cheesy and not like it subverted expectations.
I don't
and
know. Maybe we're just operating under different definitions. I don't know if I just think it was bad writing, bad, rushed narrative. I don't think it was cheesy though. Cheese, like what's
Well, there's that
cheesy? Is
thing.
like '90s campy. That's what I think of when I think of cheesy.
I think of cheesy as like characters acting kind of like not like a person would.
Stereotypically, maybe? Like,
Yeah, like they're acting like caricatures of people.
Yeah. Agreed.
Maybe. I don't know. Looks good to me.
Maybe.
Also, the show looks like it's going to be covering events from the books, which are like the video games are actually sequels to the books.
Yeah, when I saw them in the trailer, I was like, wait, there's a book?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was sequels to
Chest
the
marked.
books. I thought it was sort of like on its own timeline a little bit.
No, the video games happen after the books. They're considered.
Okay.
I don't know. The author of the books is kind of like a little butthurt about the video games, so I don't know if he would consider them canon, but
It's because he sold them for
Yeah.
cheap at the time, and then they got really popular, and he should have valued himself more.
yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Royalties.
Yeah, he's that Sylvester Stallone.
Come get some.
Do you guys know about the story about Sylvester Stallone?
About
What?
No.
Rocky?
Right.
Very, very loosely, but tell us. Tiki Taco time.
So when Sylvester Stallone wanted to be a actor, and to do that, he sat down and made the script for Rocky, and he sat down for an entire day and wrote the whole thing. Then he brought it to a studio, and they offered to buy it from him for $120,000 or something like that. It was worth $250,000. And he said, "No, I don't want you to do that. I want to act in it." And they said, "Okay, we'll give you $25,000 and we'll let you star in it." And he said, "I'll take that one." So.
And he kept rights to it and royalties and all that shit.
I mean, the point is that he could have gotten, at that point, he was so poor that he actually had to sell his dog to be able to get some money to be able to eat. So he sold his dog for an amount of money to a family so he could eat. And he had the opportunity to be get $250,000 for a script, and he said, "No, I'd rather act in it."
Oof. I would never sell my dogs.
I mean, he was heartbroken about it, but he had to do it because he's either that or eat him,
Nah.
right?
Chose to sell his
So,
dog.
But anyway, he sold his dog to get money, and then yeah, he wrote the script, and then they said, yeah, we'll give you $250,000. He said, I'd rather star in it. And they're like, okay, we'll give you $25,000, and you get to star in it. And now he's like a multi-millionaire. It was probably one of the most successful 80s, 90s.
Yo, he sold his dog though.
Right. Good. After he became a star, he bought the dog back.
Did he?
Is that true?
I feel like this is a bunch of just bullshit that's coming at me.
No.
I feel like the dog thing is bullshit.
I've heard of it. I think it is true. But he sold his fucking
He
dog.
bought it back? Did he bought it? That feels like too happy of an Indian.
Listen, I get it. Dogs are property, blah blah blah. But
fancy word for waiting.
Yeah.
Well, I
I mean,
don't remember.
they legally
the
are
metrics.
property.
But they're property. If your dog bites someone, you go to...
Monkey.
Yeah.
I think he sold the dog for like $100 or something like that, and then bought it back for like $2,000.
Nose like a bloodhound.
Like it was a significant increase.
He sold his dog.
Now follow that jabber.
You sold part of your family.
Badoo. Ah, that's the word. Without further
Listen, I get it. Happy story. So you sold part of your family.
real egghead. Hold the book.
Your success is on the back of you selling your family.
Betrayed by one of my own. It feels good to be back.
Hey Max Zaya, I got $1 million. Can I have your cat?
Fuck you,
Exactly.
buddy.
Exactly.
I'll sell my cat for $1 million.
Okay,
Oh.
if it's a situation of we're about to starve, and including the cat's gonna starve, and the cat needs a new home, and they're willing to pay us for the cat, yeah, probably sell the cat.
I found a thieving jabber, by the way. Oh.
Like
We are
like,
way too far
Wow,
away.
it poofed. It literally poofed.
Like as long as I knew that the cat would be going to a good home, I'd sell my cat for like $40.
That animal is a force of nature.
I mean,
You say
I'm not
$40?
I'm not gonna sell her to go to like an animal shelter to get euthanized or to be turned into a guitar strings, but
Oh my god.
Guitars.
Well, listen, I'm
How
on
does that
I'm on
process?
Tiki for that. But no, I mean,
That's a fight.
it's tough, right? If you're facing extreme poverty, I get it, but I don't know.
It's better than putting your dog down because you're poor, right?
Yeah,
Too poor to feed him, so let's just bring him to the vet and get him injected. Because that's a real
it's
possibility
better than
for
that.
poor people.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe I'm being judgmental and
You
not.
just like your dogs.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, that's the word. Like.
Like,
That's what I tell them. I say, I like you.
tell Max.
I hope so.
I do though. I do like him.
I hope. Max, I really like you.
It's almost that exact same like intensity and expression.
I'll just send him a text. I'm like, I like you. Right? Because like is different than love.
Yeah, of course it is. It's just really interesting that you send him text like, I like you. God, I'm being so
I feel like
judgmental.
it's an upgrade,
Fuck
not
you,
a
Steve.
downgrade.
Damn, I said my name.
It took us a while. It took us a while, but Mocha and I recently just said that we like each other.
Whoa!
Whoa.
I mean, we
wait,
said
tell us a
I love you
story.
like a year ago, but we like each other.
You know what though? Yeah. To be fair, you can both like someone and not love them, and love them and not like them. Right?
What?
Like
Good cut. Good cut.
wifey. Did I cut out? Oh, sorry. I said you. Pull the taco man. You can,
Well, he did it. Oh, he did.
Meta.
I need to get over here. The quest is like over here. I don't know what you guys
I'm doing this
are
co-op.
talking about.
I'm doing this co-op crew challenge. Maybe, although I'm not a Ravenclaw, so I can't figure it out. What I was
just gonna pull-
saying is, you can like someone and not love them, and love them and not like them. Case in point, my wifey's parents.
Love them and not like them?
They
That's
love
your
each other.
example?
They do not like each other.
Yeah, yeah. I think love is like an intense familiarity and comfort with a person, attachment, can even argue sexual feelings. And like is like a different level of enjoyment.
Yeah, like you genuinely like
friendly and
being
fun.
around the person. Max, I can't figure this out.
I'm working on it. Chill. It's over here. Just gonna figure out where over here.
Have we all gotten all the ectoplasm? I haven't been keeping track.
I think they do, because they're no longer dropping anything. Someone
Check it
should
out.
check the quest.
Check it out. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to happiness today.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we do. We can go talk to Maurice. We should do that before we stop playing. Because I think that the Bloody Harvest stuff won't be around for long.
Thanks for turning
Here we
that
go.
power to our side.
Did you
Alright,
get it?
we're at an elevator.
I got your crew challenge for you.
Fuck. So all this was for nothing?
have-
Okay.
I have over 1,000 iridium. Have you guys been using it to buy stuff?
I haven't been. I used it once to buy a shield. Oh, and I bought some. Those are cheap.
Whoa, Tiggy, did you use some jetpacks or some shit?
A jetpack?
Oh, I thought I just saw you jump like straight up in the air like a hero.
Let me.
I feel like you would know if you had jetpacks.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound like me.
I don't know if I have jetpacks and jumped into the air. Oh, hey. How long have you guys been waiting here?
So long that Z actually got up and went to the bathroom and.
She came back. She shaved her legs. And
Damn.
No, she's still not.
Try me.
she fed the
Long
cat.
enough for her
She
to get
also
bored.
got a new cat.
Nice job, Lieutenant. Do your thing, baby. All right,
We
Volvo.
were looking at a cat today. We were at the pet store right before playing.
I feel like we got a boss fight incoming.
I've got bullets with your name on them. Well, wait, that came out wrong. Everyone has their price.
Gratifying Devil's Foursome. I'm gonna save that gun.
And I've got ammo.
That's what we're in all the time.
No questions asked. You know
A
where to
devil's
find me.
force.
Yep, a gratifying Devil's Foursome. Or would you disagree?
Have some money. Now, why not spend it? Turn back before you get hurt. whoever the hell
Friends?
you are.
Oh no.
Friends?
Stay back. I'm warning you. I'll put you in the mud.
Oh man.
I think he's up in that little tower thing.
Oh,
This guy's gonna put us in the mud. What's he gonna do to us in the mud?
hell of a maneuver.
Ooh.
I've seen that movie.
Aurelia promised
Movie?
me
Wait, the one where you
Deliverance.
put him in mud.
build a water slide between them. The dream we always talked about. It's happening, Clay. It's happening.
How many times can we reference fucking Dueling Branches in one
Wait.
episode?
Vault Hunter.
Okay, I have a question. Isn't there a mud scene from, from the one movie
Good
where
movie.
there's
No.
brothers that kill people together?
Brothers that kill people together. What the fuck?
They like, Saints.
Oh yeah, Boondock Saints.
Boondock
I'm not Saints, there's a mud scene from that where they were like buried in mud or something, right? Maybe not.
Are
Are we talking about the Boondock Saints?
Yeah.
Does not ring a bell.
Okay, maybe not.
There's a buried scene. Kill Bill has a being buried scene.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I can't think of any other being buried, but they're definitely not mud. I can't think of any mud scenes in any of those kinds of films.
Got the fragment.
As I knew you would, Vault Hunter. After all
I didn't like the being buried alive scene in Kill Bill. That was
Yeah. Oh, also, I think I texted you guys. Yeah, Kill Bill.
but I didn't take it.
Wifey, not a fan of anymore.
It's the closest thing to a father I had.
Hi, wifey. We're talking about Kill Bill.
So twins murdered him.
Has she seen him before?
No,
You and Wainwright are ready to make
Oh,
a move.
okay.
Oh,
no, but she. I mean,
Said anymore.
she liked movies like that, but like post pregnancy and post pregnancy
Vault Hunter, I am
Stuff
told
like
you
that
uncovered
is-
another vault key fragment.
is rough for her
Please
now.
come see me on Sanctuary.
Although I'll be, to be fair, it's rough for me too. Like, it's harder watching like violence against kids and stuff like that.
But there isn't actually any violence against kids. It's just like hypothetical.
Well, I mean, no. At the very beginning, spoiler for Kill Bill. I mean, she gets shot in the head while pregnant. So
That's okay. That's true, but that's like that is the only violence in the whole film. Like the first 15 minutes.
well, and then there's the being raped for 4 years while in a coma.
That's fair, but that doesn't have anything to do with a kid.
Sure. That's more like being violated as a woman and as a human.
Yeah.
That's like
I will say though,
the graphic violence stuff like that is harder for her, no doubt.
I'd argue it's very empowering for women, for this badass bitch to be like,
okay.
take no.
I think yes, that there's something to say that's empowering, but I do get that why she might not like it. I find that like violence that can very much happen to you or happen to your kid is not necessarily fun to watch. I would much rather watch violence from like an alien war or like with robots that don't exist.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like something that removes it a little bit from real life.
Moga feels the exact same way. Like she loves watching like we love watching like let's plays of scary games and stuff, and anything with like supernatural or demons or something like that, it's all good. But like the time where it's a short story about a guy who's like going out on dates with people and then murdering them, like she's like terrified. She doesn't want to watch it.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be scary. It's just like, why would I waste my time watching this awful shit? Even if
Well,
it's like for a good movie, like I
don't know. I don't think that's a good reason, because I mean it would just be a good way of telling a story or something realistic would happen, like nonfiction.
But if it makes you feel uncomfortable, like that's the thing.
That's the whole point, though, is that like realistic things that could happen to you strike a different nerve than fantastical things that can't happen to you.
Right.
I think some people like that nerve being hit though.
Sure.
Like it gives you a different feeling. It's true.
Right. It's kind of like why some people like to go to the gym and get punched in the face. A la me.
Yeah, that's Tiki, you're doing it wrong.
Once you acquire it, I will join
Wait,
you.
actually, you're right. You're not doing it wrong if that's what you like.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If you're going to get punched in the
enjoy
face,
just getting punched in the face. That's not the reason why I go.
that's what you said, though.
Required to ensure that when they arrive, their dinner plate will
That's
be
what-
Trust me, Lilith.
That's.
To be me.
I wish I could quote you. Which is why there are some people like me who like going to the gym to getting punched and getting punched in the face.
It's kind of like why some people like to go to the gym and get punched in the face. A la me.
Oh shit.
Take it slow.